Producer Trevor Macy, we had heard of each other for many years, and had a mutual friend in director Mike Flanagan, and so I got my manager got a call from him one day that director Stacy Title and writer John Penner would love to have me involved in the Bye Bye Man. So basically, it was they were out of town, and I went to Trevor's office so we could Skype with Stacy and John Penner. So I met them like this, you know. I kind of met them doing that. Hi, oh, you guys look great. You having fun back with the family? Good, yeah. So we had a talk though. But you know, like any film, it all starts with a script, I think. And when I read the script for this, you know, I get offered a lot of horror films, and I don't want to boast about that, but a lot of them are formulaic and you know, oh, we're a bunch of naked teenagers having sex in the woods, and here comes Doug Jones to kill all of us one at a time. I get offered that a lot. This one had so much psychological layers to it, so many layers to it that it interested me. It kept my mind active while reading it, and hopefully it will keep the audience's mind active while watching it. With just the psychological torment that these kids are going through. And their relationships and how they just disintegrate in front of you on film. With this and with the backstory of the Bye Bye Man, that just really interested me to his backstory and wanting to, you know, this movie touches on his backstory, which sounds tragic and sympathetic. And if I'm going to play the bad guy in a movie, I really appreciate playing one that has a sympathetic origin or that I can feel something for, because if I can connect with him, then I can play him well, you know. And even though he's doing dastardly horrible things, like I don't think anybody wakes up in the morning and says, I'm going to be evil today. I think even evil characters are just trying to find a way to survive like anybody else. They're making bad choices along the way, yes. The Bye Bye Man makes some terrible choices, but I think he's trying to make up for, you know, some horrible history in his own life, and yeah, and I think anybody can relate to, you know, bad things happening to good people, and how do we come out of that, and so a movie like this can actually be empowering and not only entertaining and terrifying, but it can be empowering too. I play the Bye Bye Man, and he is, as exposed later in the story, he was different than other kids. He was made fun of. It's a very classic bullying scenario, and but tragic because you know, he was tortured, and so kind of his spirit lives on, and we're following some college kids today, and as the character played by Douglas Smith finds etched in the bottom of a nightstand drawer, "Don't say it, don't think it, don't say it, don't think it, the Bye Bye Man." He said it out loud, so oops, he let the cat out of the bag. So the cat would be me as the Bye Bye Man showing up. So basically, if you say the Bye Bye Man's name, he shows up. But unlike other horror films where he shows up and does this, yank, 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 he shows up and does this. Aha, right. There's a difference. He gets into your head, he gets into your psyche, and so that this poor college kid starts seeing things that aren't there, and not trusting his own eyes, not trusting his own instincts, and then his girlfriend, played by Cressida Bonus, and their friend, all these roommates, also played by Lucien Laviscount. The three of them really are the crux of the story, and the relationship between the three of them, and how it gets polluted by the Bye Bye Man's influence. Director Stacy Title is a gift to actors. She so understands our process. And of course, she being married to the lovely John Penner, who also is a writer, actor himself, and they're a very collaborative team together. And I just, Stacy, though, she will come to you, and when she's face to face with you, you feel something. All she can give me 2 words on set, and I'll know her intention and what the emotion that she's trying to convey to me to get out. The fact that we were brought in to this lovely Cleveland location a week early is a luxury on film shoots. They wanted that week ahead of time so we could rehearse, so we could get into our environment and get into our characters, not only with makeup tests and fittings and things like that too, but to start living and breathing these characters, not just knowing them, but living and breathing them. And Stacy is a director who inspires living and breathing, not just acting.
This is a horror film. This has got demons and supernatural, and it's terrifying. I mean, it's terrifying, and it's got curses in the lore, and the thing with the coins, and the writing, and the psychological aspect, all thrown into the mix. And man, that was really cool to me. I mean, I read it, and I knew when I read the script that this is a movie that my wife will not want to see. I was like, this is a good one. This is going to be scary, and you know, there's a place for scary movies, and they work well every year, and I always wanted to be associated with a really good one, and I think this is going to be a really good one. I play a character called Virgil Wright. I am Elliot's older brother, Elliot being the central character in the show. And I'm sort of the paternal figure in this film. In the lore of our movie, Elliot and I lost our parents when he was still quite young. So my wife and I took on Elliot and became his de facto parents and sort of raised him. So my character represents this, you know, the duality of being a peer, being a brother to Elliot, but also there's an age gap there, and there's a paternal aspect to Virgil with Elliot. So I'm very protective. I had never met Stacy before. This past year in August when I met her, you know, at the meeting and the audition. I made an observation about Stacy when I came in to work a couple days on this film earlier in the month, and then they flew me back to LA, and I came back here to Cleveland. And in that 2 weeks that I was gone, I come back and I saw Stacy, and she hadn't changed at all, meaning physically, emotionally. She still has that perma-smile, that grin, that energy. And usually, you know, when you get down deep into 2, 3, 4 weeks into a film, and you can kind of see it wearing on people, and they look a little exhausted and their heads hanging a little bit lower, Stacy has boundless energy, and it really translates well through our crew, through the whole thing.
Hey horror fans, stay with me as I've got some facts from horror movies. Now, in order to make Samara's walk as creepy as possible in The Ring, they filmed her walking backwards and then reversed the shot. Now, the skeletons in Poltergeist are not props, they are real human skeletons. And the real-life Lorraine Warren makes a cameo in The Conjuring as an audience member while the character Lorraine Warren is speaking. What's your favourite horror movie? Let me know in the comments below, and subscribe to our channel and check the notification bell to keep up to date on all the latest releases.